When deploying AI in, I guess, like real world situations, what are some of the privacy blind spots? Uh, Whitney.
Yeah, I think, a lot of the privacy blind spots that we're seeing across any vendor tool still apply to AI, so calling those out. But I think in the AI tooling and community in particular, we're talking about relatively new companies, relatively new systems, relatively new tooling, which means they likely on their side have immature processes or processes that rely on manual or human intervention in order to complete them, meaning the chances for something not being completed or not being checked or not actually happening is really high. So you could see that along the lines of asking an AI vendor to have zero retention, right? Are they actually implementing it? Can you actually verify that they aren't retaining that data? Are they doing what they say that they're doing with that? And how can you verify that on your end? I think with a lot of these newer companies, they're growing really quickly. It's even hard for them to keep pace with regulations and compliance requirements of larger enterprises generally because everything's changing and moving so quickly. So I think like one of the big like things that can happen is they just don't do what they say they're doing. And it's not like an intentional lie, but it's just that mistakes happen and they create these incidents. So I think that's one thing that can happen, especially in the AI world and things that I've generally observed. The other thing is on the employee like usage of AI, I think there you have a shadow IT problem. And this is if you don't provide a paved path of using these tools in a way that have the right guardrails, that have the right protections in place, employees will find a path to use it in some way. And if that, even if the tooling that you provide doesn't meet their standards and doesn't hit the needs that they need, they're going to find a path to use something else. And I've heard this anecdotally from others in the privacy field, others who just generally like using AI. It's like, oh, I've tried this, it doesn't work for me. So I just anonymize my data and stick it in some other random unapproved tool. And I think the important thing here is to really set out those guardrails and provide robust solutions for employees so that you can really make sure that you're protecting the data, the confidential data that's in your possession as a company. So those are the two biggest ones that I see from my perspective. There are obviously a whole bunch of others, but those I think stand out to me. And if you can focus on those and potentially mitigate the risks around those, you're going to be on a better path in the long run.
Yeah,